Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the special meeting for the Board of Public Works for today, Friday, April 17th, 2020. The meeting is scheduled for 1:30 p.m. The time is 1:40 p.m. Dr. Campos, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. Roll call for today. We have Commissioner Garcia, Commissioner James, Commissioner Caloza. They are all in the boardroom and practicing social distancing, at least 6 feet apart. We also have calling in remotely Commissioner Villegas dialing in from home, also Commissioner Davis dialing in from home. Our City Attorney Ted Jordan is calling in from home, and myself, I'm calling also in from home. Mr. President, we currently do not have any speakers under general public comment. We also have no commentary under the Neighborhood Council commentary. No speaker cards at the current moment for any of the items for today's special agenda.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Campos. Then let's go to agenda item number 2, Council Districts 3, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, revised letter of agreement, second revision for the hygiene facilities for unsheltered residents, recommending that the board first authorize the city to utilize the YMCA facilities for approximately 3 months at a rate of $20,000 per month or $5,000 per week for each facility listed by executing the attached amendment to the letter agreement after approval as to form has been obtained by the city attorney. And secondly, authorize the president or 2 members of the Board of Public Works to execute the amendment to the letter of agreement. Ms. Murray, I believe we have you for agenda item number 2.
Yes, you do, Mr. President. Good afternoon, President James, Commissioners Garcia, Davis, Caloza, Villegas, Dr. Campos, City Attorney Ted Jordan, and Bureau representatives. Today, LA San is seeking to amend the letter of agreement executed on April 3rd that provides hygiene services to the unsheltered residents of Los Angeles at 9 YMCA facilities. Specifically, the amended letter of agreement allows LA San and the YMCA to substitute or utilize facilities to provide the contemplated hygiene services. So we are seeking to allow us in this amendment to substitute facilities if the need arises.
Thank you. So just to summarize, Ms. Murray, we've got there's kind of the switch, the revision to the one location, I believe it's Wilmington, and then the discretion to add additional locations or make changes along the way as needed, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Great. I think that's something that we had actually discussed potentially doing in an earlier meeting. Here we are doing it officially now. I think that might have been Commissioner Davis's suggestion back in our first meeting on this, and we're getting it codified now. Commissioner Caloza, we'll start with you.
Thank you, President James. I just had a quick question, not necessarily specific for this item, but would you be able to share just a quick summary of how the program has been going for the past week and anything worth sharing for the board, just as a status update, knowing how critical this partnership is with everything going on?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Commissioner. We are going very well at all 9 facilities. We had a wonderful update yesterday that let us know that approximately 196 persons came through the shelters, 3 being the leading shelters. Those were Mid-Valley, the Koreatown facility, and Wilmington. As a matter of fact, our new substitution. We're leading the way with services being rendered to unsheltered residences. We've had no issues. There have been no incidents. In fact, we had a wonderful story to share where one client, who happened to be a female client, came in and thanked the staff profusely for opening again and allowing her to come in. We also had one male client out in Porter Ranch who came in, and he's a Lyft driver, and was so appreciative that the city had entered into this partnership because it allowed him to come in and still work and, maintain his hygiene and be acceptable for the general public. So we've had some wonderful stories coming through. The residents are very grateful and very appreciative for the partnership between the city and the YMCA.
Great, thank you for sharing that. I think that's always nice to hear some stories on the ground for how these programs are being implemented. And just along those lines, just one last question for me, and this may be in the agreement already, and I just haven't missed that part, but are we tracking the metrics of how many people are using this program?
Every day.
Yes, we are. And they're being tracked per facility, per day, and totaled at the end of the week.
Great. I look forward to seeing what those numbers are so we can continue to vouch for how important this is. I don't have any other questions, but thank you again to LA Sanitation and for this partnership. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Caloza. Ms. Murray, we might add Commissioner Caloza to the distribution on the daily inventory of the constituents that are using the facilities at the end of each day?
Absolutely.
Right, and just for your information, Commissioner Caloza, to my recollection, I generally look at them each day. We've seen a pretty steady increase across the board. Yeah. Commissioner Davis?
Yes, I'd like to find out how we are progressing at Weingart and Crenshaw YMCA's. Do we happen
Thank
to know
you.
that?
Thank you, Commissioner Davis. As you know, Crenshaw is not up and running yet. There were some issues with the facilities, and I believe that the Y would at some point like to have Crenshaw come aboard, but at this time they are not. But I can certainly get you the data for Weingart. I don't have it in front of me, but I would be happy to provide that for you.
Is Weingart up and running that you know of?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Could you also add me on that list as well in terms of the data that's coming about from the program?
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Commissioner Davis. Commissioner Villegas, any questions? Go right ahead. We can't hear you, Commissioner Villegas.
Okay, because I don't
There
have
you go.
control of the mute button.
I just unmuted you, Commissioner.
Okay. Well, thank you very much to the Bureau of Sanitation for being so creative with this partnership. I know I've been able to at least be a part of the conference calls that the Mayor's Office and Sanitation provides and YMCA. So I've been able to at least hear about the progress. If you can, so I appreciate the collaboration and also just the the item that's before us today. If you could just speak to the our downtown LA facility, I think we made some changes there.
Right. Yes. At the end of the first week of the program, there was some concern by an LAPD officer who is a first responder who is participating in the daycare program for first responders at the Ketchum downtown facility. We were running both programs very well and separately, but there were some concerns on his part. So rather than disregard those concerns and trying to be very, very sensitive to the needs of both the unsheltered residents as well as the needs of our first responders who are on the front lines, we decided to close the hygiene program at Ketchum and substitute that program at Wilmington. But in order to service those unsheltered residents who are nearby and who are downtown, we devised a plan to get them to the Koreatown facility by running bus routes twice from downtown. So that was the reason for the substitution of Wilmington for the downtown Ketchum facility.
Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Commissioner Villegas. Seeing no other questions, I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item special number 2, seconded by Commissioner Garcia and Commissioner Caloza and Commissioner Davis, it looks like. Yes. Any objection? Commissioner Villegas, any objection?
No, no objection.
Okay, thank you. Then that'll be the order on agenda item number 2. Any issue sending number 2 forthwith? We'll send number 2 forthwith. That takes us to agenda item special 1. Council District 7, correction of appropriation account for the Sylmar Graffiti Busters, recommending that the board authorize the correction of the appropriation account number in order to proceed with the transfer of funds from Fund 100/54, appropriation account number 00P as in Paul 389 to 00P as in Paul 948, and encumber funds to pay contractor Sylmar Graffiti Busters as listed in the agenda notice. The amount is $19,000. Dr. Campos, do we have anybody in the queue for public comment?
We do not have any commentary at this time.
Okay, Mr. Valido on agenda item number 1.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good afternoon to you, commissioners, Mr. Jordan, and Dr. Campos. Good to see all of you. I hope all of you and your families are staying well and healthy. Jerry Valido, Assistant Director with the Office of Community Beautification. In August of 2019, the Board of Public Works approved a contract amendment for Sylmar Graffiti Busters that approved the transfer of $19,000 for maintenance to be performed in conjunction with the Harding Street Bridge project in Council District 7. Funding was to be provided by the Bureau of Engineering. However, OCB was given incorrect funding information, which subsequently was erroneously reflected on the board report of August 9, 2019. The ensuing domino effect resulted in funds never being encumbered, and the contractor was never paid. So today's motion is being made for the Board of Public Works to authorize the correction of the appropriation account number from 00P as in Paul 389 to 00P as in Paul 948 in order to proceed with the transfer of funds so that Sylmar Graffiti Busters can be paid for the services that they have rendered at the Harding Street Bridge site.
Thank you, Mr. Valido. Any questions? Seeing none inside the queue. Commissioner Davis, any questions?
Again, what occurred as to why they were not paid?
Essentially, Commissioner Davis, what happened was erroneous information regarding the funding account was given to OCB by the Bureau of Engineering, and subsequently that misinformation was placed onto the board report. So all this is just, it's a correction so that we get the correct funding numbers on there so that we can expedite payment.
Not a problem. I understand. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Davis. Commissioner Villegas, any questions?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Garcia.
Yes. Thank you, President. Jerry, will this money go directly to the Sylmar Graffiti Busters on $19,000?
I don't believe all of it will go right now. From what Tom Weisbarth of Sylmar Graffiti Busters has relayed to me, about $10,000 worth of work has been done. If I recall correctly, the contract was to be used for a 2-year period. So only part of the work has been completed at this point. If you need a further update on that, I can actually get Tom to email us a status update, and I can CC on that now.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to know how this was going to be distributed. But I'm glad to know that Sylmar Graffiti Busters will get paid.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Garcia. Thank you, Mr. Valido. Any other questions? Okay, there's a motion from Commissioner Garcia. Seconded, I'll second it. Any objection? Commissioner Davis, any objection?
None.
Any objection, Commissioner Villegas?
No.
Okay, without objection, we'll adopt special item number 2. Real quick before we go to our, Dr. Davis, do you have a presentation available today?
We had a technical problem with regard to the numbers, so we can hold it over to the next meeting.
Okay, we'll hold that over. Then, Dr. Campos, have we cleared the desk?
Yes, we have, and just for clarity, that last item was for item number 1 that took action. Garcia moved, James seconded.
That's correct, and without objection, we'll send it forthwith.
Thank you.
There was no objection on the item when we got verbal confirmation of that from Commissioners Villegas and Davis.
Great, thank you.
One question,
Thank you.
Dr. Campos. I have signed the revised letter of agreement that we just approved, that I just got the authorization to sign. Should I just leave that with Cairo?
Yes, please.
Okay, I've got the wet signature here. So just so Ms. Murray and Sanitation knows that's signed as well. Ms. Hoppenstand's signature is on it, as well as a signature, the representative from YMCA, Mark Dingler. So we have cleared the desk. Everyone have a...
Mr. President, sorry to interrupt. We do have a caller in. I'm not sure if that's the person that was that Commissioner Davis was waiting for, but it's number ending in 2080.
Commissioner Davis, should we check it out?
Yeah, well, check it out and let me know.
Let's, Dr. Campos, can you see what the caller is?
Yes, caller ending in number 2080. Caller ending in 2080. Are you a member of the public?
I'm a member of the public, Sandra Evers-Manley.
Yeah, that's the person.
Thank you, Sandra. I believe Commissioner Davis was waiting for you to be on the line. We do see you on the line now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Campos, and thank you, President James, and distinguished members of the Board of Public Works. It is an honor for me today to, one, recognize the outstanding leadership that has happened in the city of Los Angeles from the mayor's office, the mayor in particular, and his staff, and also the mayor's fund in terms of what it does to help comfort many of the citizens of Los Angeles during this very critical time that has been devastating for many of us in terms of what we have had to navigate in order to survive through the COVID-19 environment. Many of the individuals in our city have been involved in helping in some significant way, though we know that the work that the mayor's office has done has been certainly gigantic and has had absolute impact. There are other professionals in our community who have done work above and beyond the call of duty. Sandra Evers-Manley, who's on the phone with us, is one such person. She, quite frankly, was honored just a few months ago by the mayor and city council for her professional work as the president of the Northrop Grumman Foundation. And of course, they have given lots of dollars to nonprofits in Los Angeles to help them to achieve their goals. But today, I wanted to recognize Sandra because she's also the president of a nonprofit called the Black Hollywood Education Resources Center. And I specifically recognize her because her work is very reflective of the leadership the mayor has been providing to us as we have experienced this COVID-19. Sandra and a few volunteers from her association donated and put together what I call a care package for over 200 senior citizens, vulnerable senior citizens who needed help in South Los Angeles over the Easter vacation. And that included the basic materials of masks, gloves, sanitation, but also food. And I just this morning talked to one of the neighbors in the South LA area, Mrs. Milan, who was very grateful for the care packages that they had given. And Mrs. Milan is a widower and certainly had much appreciation for the work that Sandra has done. So today, members of the board, I wanted to acknowledge those professionals in the city of Los Angeles, and there are several, who are doing things to supplement the great work that is being done and the leadership that is being provided by our mayor's office has really inspired and motivated several citizens. Sandra Evers-Manley, who's on the phone with us, is one such person to whom I think we owe a deal of gratitude, along with others who have gone above and beyond the call of duty in this crisis time we find ourselves in, and they have contributed and helped to improve the quality of life. So I'd like to thank Sandra, and I look forward to recognizing other individuals whom I've noticed have been able to do things. And I know just yesterday the mayor thanked Sean Penn and recognized our fire chief, Ralph Terrazas, as well as Dr. Cynthia Davis, who is from Charles Drew Medical Facility, who they were supporting the Crenshaw Christian Center, which is a testing center in South LA. So today, as we embark upon the weekend, I thought this was appropriate time, members, to recognize the work that Sandra Evers Manley has done in improving the quality of life for residents, senior citizens in South Los Angeles during this COVID-19 environment. Sandra, if you'd like to give brief closing remarks.
Sure. Thank you, Commissioner Davis, and let me thank all of you for this opportunity. Needless to say, working with Northrop Grumman, we're doing a number of things across the country to support our local communities as well as our employees. But I felt as an individual that I had to do something as well. And so we did the dinners and the baskets last Sunday. This Sunday, I heard that our very own Union Rescue Mission was in need of toilet paper. And so this weekend on Sunday, I will be out with a core group of employees, individuals, and we will be collecting. My commitment is 2,000 rolls of toilet paper to get to the Union Rescue Mission on Sunday, as well as we've put together 300 packets of essentials for homeless individuals across Los Angeles. So Los Angeles has been great to me. I feel we all have an obligation. I was brought up in a home that says, if I could help somebody as I pass along, if I could help somebody with a word or song, then my living shall not be in vain. And so I live every day to try to give back. And I just want to thank you for the recognition, Commissioner Davis, and I want to thank each of you for the great work that you do here in the city of Los Angeles.
Thank you, Sandra. Commissioner Davis, if I could just take a moment. Sandra, we're in our administration, as Commissioner Davis so eloquently pointed out, we're very aware of your civic engagement and civic leadership and philanthropy to our city, and not just in these times of extreme need, but just as a regular course of your operations. And I just wanted to say thank you for that. You've demonstrated most recently the importance of providing some of just the most basic needs in a time like this. You are just as, I'll borrow a term from the mayor, an angel among the city of angels. And we want to thank you for your leadership and for bringing the people that you bring with you to civic help and to assist some of our most vulnerable in the city of Los Angeles. So thank you once again on behalf of our Board of Public Works, and as Commissioner Davis has already mentioned, our mayor's office as well.
Well, thank you, and I would like to just thank the Black Barbershop Help Outreach who provided masks, Dr. Bill Relaford, as well as Mothers in Action, Tracy Mitchell, and Mr. Larry Chapman from Record One Studios. When I called out, they came with open hands and arms. And we will continue to do what our program is called Operation Love. And this is all about love, and we've all got an opportunity to do something, and there are those who really need our help. And I can only tell you, when we dropped the baskets off, and we did it in the most loving and social, physical distancing way, those seniors, some of them had not been checked on. And so the tears flowed and the joy came, and I think that's what it's all about, each one reach one. So thank you again for the recognition. I will pass it on to all the members of the Black Hollywood Education Resource Center, as well as members of the Black Barbershop Health Outreach Program and Mothers in Action. The last thing that I'll share, we also got, I want to thank Danny Bakewell and Pam Bakewell from the Los Angeles Sentinel. We included the Sentinel newspaper in the baskets. And the senior said, wow, you've made my day. I've missed reading the paper because many of them are not connected. And I think that's another issue we'll have to deal with, is the connectivity and accessibility to technology. And so I'm just proud to be able to be here in the city of Los Angeles and this opportunity to speak with each of you. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you. And Commissioner Davis, thank you so much for your leadership on this item as well.
Sure, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
With that, we have cleared our desk, and everyone have a nice, safe weekend at home. And our next meeting will be, our regular scheduled meeting is on Tuesday morning, which will be April the 21st at 10 a.m. And a reminder that our mayor's State of the City address will be occurring, I believe, the airtime on Channel 35 is at 5 p.m. I believe the speech starts promptly at 5:15. Just a reminder. So until next week, everyone have a nice, safe weekend at home. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's on Sunday.
Oh, I was going to ask the date.
Yes.
That's the 19th.
Sunday.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Did I say Monday? No, it's
I
Sunday.
didn't say a date.
Oh, yeah, the State of the City speech is Sunday, the 19th.
Yes.
Right. Thank you.
All right.
President.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Teresa.